Social Security, and President Biden's $6.9 trillion budget. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now over the last couple days, I've had a few of you here in the community reaching out asking for the details on President Biden's $6.9 trillion budget and how this may impact Social Security, if at all. Those are some good questions, and I do want to talk through the details here in this video because this is a massive, massive budget that would go into play starting in October, as that is the start of the new 2024 fiscal year for the federal government. So let's get into it and talk about all the details and what he unveiled on Thursday with this massive nearly $7 trillion budget. But really quickly before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're enjoying this video so far and you want more like it, please make sure to subscribe down below, as I'm here for you every single day, watching all the details hitting the wire. It's a very busy time. Things are changing rapidly. We're getting new announcements, bills, packages, and proposals. We're getting a lot of new information hitting the wire literally every single day. I'm here for you doing all that research and breaking it all down into these videos to help you out in any way that I possibly can. As I get it, it's confusing, it's busy, and it's a very uncertain time that we're currently living through, and I want to do whatever I can to help you out during this time. So again, please subscribe down below. Let's get into it and talk through the details of this massive $7 trillion on the table here, what the president wants to do, and what all of this means for Social Security, which, by the way, for those of you that have been asking down below in the comments section for some details on this, thank you. I appreciate it. I want to do what I can to help you out. But here's what I'm a little bit surprised about. Not much of this budget has anything to do with Social Security. Surprising, right? As in this much. He's not really implementing any major changes to Social Security. I listened to the speech on Thursday as he unveiled this $6.9 trillion budget. And I was surprised. He only made a couple short remarks about Social Security, mostly talking about he will not do anything to cut Social Security or Medicare. Well, yeah, obviously we already knew that, right? That does not come as a big surprise. That is not breaking news by any means at all. But the fact of the matter is he didn't really talk a whole lot about Social Security. He did talk a little bit about Medicare, and let me tell you those details really quickly. So first off, we do know this much about Medicare. This program is set to be insolvent in 2028. That's only 5 years from right now, okay? So we've been talking about Social Security insolvency in about 2032, so about 9 years from right now, and that is a major, major hot button issue, something we've been talking about a lot here on the channel. As well as we've been hearing a lot of different bills, packages, and proposals coming out of Congress and as well as the administration to shore up Social Security and make sure that this program will continue to pay out all of the promised benefits for many more decades to come. We've been hearing a ton about that. We haven't heard much about Medicare. We've heard a little bit, not a ton, but the president wants to essentially raise taxes on higher income individuals and corporations to make sure that that funding goes into Medicare and making sure that that program remains solvent for many more years to come as well. It mostly comes in as a result of raising the Obamacare taxes. Now, here's what it is. Some individuals do pay a 3.8% Obamacare tax. He wants to raise that up to 5%. So basically raising it by 1.2% on higher income individuals and corporations so that all that money would go into Medicare as well. So that is basically what it comes down to. And remember, as of about right now, there's about 63.5 million people who are enrolled in Medicare. Now, obviously, that's changing on a very regular basis. These are just some preliminary numbers based on some recent reports and things like that, but that number is changing very regularly. But when it comes down to Social Security, he didn't spend a whole lot of time talking about it. There were a couple short remarks suggesting he's not going to make any cuts on it, things like that. So when it really comes down to it, this $6.9 trillion budget that he's unveiling here, yeah, there's a lot of other things in there. There's a lot of different, line items in there, a lot of spending, hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars on different things. But again, not really a whole lot of it is focused around Social Security. Now, here's the thing. It does not mean that Social Security is off the table right now. That is not the case at all. Don't get me wrong. Social Security is a major, major hot button issue. In fact, we know right now that Congress is working on a variety of different bills, packages, and proposals. In fact, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for any length of time now, you've heard me come out and talk about these because it seems like every week we're getting a handful of new proposals that are coming out suggesting, let's do this, let's do that, let's raise the full retirement age, let's raise taxes, let's flatten out benefits, let's freeze raises, let's adjust the COLA. I mean, seriously, the list goes on. Let's cut benefits for higher income beneficiaries. Let's give those benefits to lower income beneficiaries. Let's completely eliminate benefits for higher income people. I mean, seriously, the proposals out there right now are a lot, okay? One of them from a few days ago was introducing a $1.5 trillion sovereign wealth fund, basically money that they would invest into the stock market, and then those returns on that money would essentially be, they're available for beneficiaries of Social Security. I mean, we haven't heard anything like that as of recently, right? So yeah, again, the proposals are all across the board, but like I've said before in other videos, it's basically like the spaghetti strategy, right? You take a handful of spaghetti, you throw it at the wall, and whatever sticks, you go there and you peel the little noodles off and you say, okay, here's an idea, here's another idea, right? You go over there and you pick it off. It's literally the spaghetti strategy right now. They're coming forward with anything they can possibly put their hands on, any ideas that they can come up with, and they're thinking, let's just come forward with all of these ideas and maybe something will stick eventually, okay? So it doesn't mean that any of these necessarily are going to be the fix for Social Security, but rather these are the ideas that they're coming forward with, and most of these are coming out of Congress. So, even though the president said he's not going to implement any cuts to Social Security, and again, I want to reiterate that. The president has said he's not going to cut it. Okay, we agree. Okay, the president's not going to cut it. But here's the thing. We've been hearing all kinds of different details coming out like, different lawmakers want to cut Social Security. For the most part, the vast majority of the few hundred lawmakers in Congress right now do not want to cut Social Security. They agree it should not be cut. However, they do agree that yes, it does need to be reformed because this program is kind of on thin ice, okay? It's fine right now. It's going to be fine for quite a few years, but that time is coming. It's coming, and we all know it, right? And they know just as much as we do that if no action is taken on Social Security, it will become insolvent, and that will institute a pretty significant cut to benefits, anywhere between about 23 to 25% as of right now. But again, as we get closer and closer to that insolvency date, that percentage could continue to increase as more beneficiaries are drawing on benefits. Again, congratulations if you're one of those people. And less people are working as a result of, less people working, right? In fact, get this as well. Yesterday, we got the non-farm payroll number, the one number that is released the beginning of each and every month, okay? It gives us a glimpse into how many jobs were created or lost the previous month and what is going on with the unemployment rate. Within that number, we also get to see average hourly earnings. We get to see average hours worked on a weekly basis. And we also get to see the labor participation rate. That is also released in that report. It came in at 62.5%. In other words, basically what they're saying is that 62.5% of the population, those people aged 16 to 65, are working right now, okay? So that means, what is the math on that? 37.5, I believe my math is right on that. 37.5% of the population between the ages of 16 and 65 are not working, okay? So that's what that means. So that number is getting lower and lower over long periods of time. It simply means less people are working, and we know what that means. Less people working means more people that are, essentially not paying in through Social Security payroll taxes, right? So interesting stuff, right? I could keep going on and on about this, all these different details. There's a lot of different things that are coming out right now, but essentially all of it comes down to Social Security needs to be reformed in a major way. Obviously, we know that, but when it comes down to it, there's not really a whole lot of changes within the $6.9 trillion budget that the president unveiled on Thursday in regards to Social Security. So long story short, for those of you that have been asking, there's nothing groundbreaking here. If there would have been anything in that bill, the proposal coming out of the president there on Thursday within this $6.9 trillion budget, I would have been there for you right away on Thursday saying, wow, check it out. This is what the president wants to do. There's nothing like that. Nothing that makes me feel like, oh, wow, this is great. We've got to talk about this right away, okay? So that's why I didn't come back on Thursday. That's why I didn't come back yesterday. But again, for those of you that have been asking, here you go. There's not much. I'm just being real with you right now, okay? But it does not mean that Social Security is going away. It does not mean that Social Security is going to be put on the back burner. It does not mean any of that. In fact, I would say going forward here, it is going to be probably getting the spotlight like it has been for the last few months here. Basically, since we rolled over this year, 2023, Social Security has been a very, very popular topic, a very hot button issue. It's been in the headlines a ton. We're getting new information out of Congress every single week on this. I'm coming back with you every single day. What you've seen here over the last few weeks, it has been very, very busy. I've been talking about all these bills, packages, and proposals, and I anticipate it will continue and probably only get more intense as we get closer and closer to the insolvency date. Even though it's years out, doesn't matter. They got to get something done, and now is the time, right? So anyway, thanks again for those of you that have been asking down below in the comment section. I appreciate it. I do my best to do all this research and to find all those questions down below in the comment section and come back for you and break all those down here in these short videos. So again, hope this one helps you. Again, as I get any other information or any other details out there, of course, I'll be right here for you, breaking it all down, letting you know what's going on. And again, I'm working on your behalf every single day. I just want to keep you updated. I want to keep you posted on this. And of course, I do want to break down any changes out there that may come in that may, change your monthly benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, anything you may be able to possibly grab as a low income or fixed income beneficiary. Of course, I want to point that out as well. So hope this one helps you. Again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day. Have a good one. Take care, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.